What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and here is the situation. It is my buddy's birthday, or was it my buddy's birthday this week? We're all going out to celebrate his birthday. So here's the plan. I am in my entire drip that I'll be wearing out to the bar. So we are here to do a draft, do a draft, call an Uber, do a draft. Uber gets here, finish the draft in the Uber. That is the plan here. As always, if you want to draft with us, hop in, Underdog, use promo code RON to play $5 and get $50 in bonus funds. I don't know why I can't speak right now, but here we go. Oh, not what I meant to do. We're going to hop straight into this one. You have links to that in the description, comment section, all of that good stuff to draft with us all summer long. No. Please not like this. There we go. Thank you, God. All right. That could have been horrendous for us. All right. Here we go. 20 seconds to pick. Let's hop into a nice little Best Ball Mania draft here. Geez, that could have been bad. I thought that for a second we weren't going to be able to share my screen, but it is all good. We are here. What's going on? We got Cole Bryant in here. You guys want to do a fit check real quick or what? We got Reed in here taking the stream in the Uber. No, that would be kind of funny though. If I had the capability to, I would. I'm not quite sure I would know how to, because I don't think I could stream my face and the draft while in the back of the Uber. But I would debate it. Dude, honestly, we're making a send tonight. And honestly, I probably financially it would have made more sense. I'm in Jersey. I'm going into Hoboken. It's gonna be kind of a log Uber ride, I won't lie. But it's gonna be a little bit of a check, but I would have rather have gotten work done for tomorrow's video than, skip out on some money, whatever. It is what it is. Me and this Uber driver about to get real personal in a 45-minute drive. Video today was a banger. Hell yeah. Thank you, man. We got Alexander Ben in here. How do I manage all my teams? I'm lucky enough that this is my job. About to go nuclear. What you drinking tonight, little mama? We'll see once we get there. But I'm thinking probably, I'm on my healthy guy shit right now. So probably some probably a healthy diet of Surfsides and maybe a few birthday shots for my buddy is probably what I'm thinking. Because you gotta remember, then I'm gonna Uber back here, sleep, wake up, and get right back to making videos for you guys. It's August, man. This is what I do. Would I love to, party the night away, sleep in? Sure, but I can do that September, October, November, what? December? Come on now. I'm not complaining. But then this is the last night out until football starts. I'll be real with you. This is it. Do my rankings change in Best Ball versus Managed? They do. I still have my rankings uploaded on Underdog so I can see who I prefer between players, but 100%. I have Devon Achane ranked ahead here, but we're just going to go Puka Nacua. For me personally. Hoboken? Yeah, Hoboken's pretty fun. I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys are out here. You said ask your Uber driver who to take in your home league. We'll see. You said chip chasing draft was hilarious last night. Yeah, it was super fun. Need you to join the Flock League and dominate. I'll be in the Your Idiot League Mates. The one with the pretty much the same idea, but with the BDG guys. I'll be in that league, which will be fun. How personal? I don't know. We might go back and forth, and I might say something real personal with this guy. People saying Red Bull and vodka. Get unique at the 9 hole? Maybe we will. You never left your house in your life. That is a common misconception. People swear that I only stay in the basement. I do leave the basement on occasion. And you know what we're going to do here? I know I keep saying, like, man, I got to start taking A.J. Brown when my rankings tell me to, but in this format, we're going to go with Derrick Henry, the big dog. I want to make sure I'm mixing in the big dog. I will say, I think tomorrow the video I'll do is I'm actually going to run back the video. That's probably my most haunted video I've ever made. You guys know I'll never run away from an L. 2024 was maybe my least favorite year as a fantasy analyst, I'll be honest. The Saquon fade hurt unlike anything ever before. I truly, staring down the barrel of that video, staring down the barrel of not having a single Saquon share in a redraft managed league as he torches the Green Bay Packers in Brazil on the first Friday night of the season, was a nightmare. So one, I'm trying to embrace that. I don't want to overthink things. Like, I don't think Derrick Henry's a fade. It's tough for me in a full PPR to take him over A.J. Brown and Drake London, if I'm just being completely honest. But in a half PPR, I think he's fine right here. But we're going to do tomorrow. I went on a ramble there, but tomorrow we will do the players I'm not drafting inside the early rounds. And we're going to try and not step on, we're going to try and not put Saquon Barkley on the thumbnail as he finishes as the RB1 overall in the year. Yeah, I'll have a lot of Nakua. You're saying Harvey's the nut this year? I have a lot of Harvey. I wish I kind of diversified evenly between him and Henderson. I have a lot more Harvey than Henderson just because of how I've had it ranked until recently. Dude, you'd be shocked, Pepper Tony, but if you go to Ship Chasing right now and look at the draft we did yesterday, there's a comment under that video yelling at us for not taking Baker. It would have made sense. Obviously, we had Mike Evans and Bucky Irving, but people get up in arms if you don't take Baker when they want you to. What's your take on the Rice situation? It's really tough, man. I had to take yesterday. I put it out in the video today, and then we get a new report that maybe it's 6 to 10 games, and it's still like maybe this is what it is. So I don't know. I wish I had something firm, but at the end of the day, nobody knows anything, and that's what makes this so tricky, to be honest. You know what? We're just going to go. We're going to fade we're going to not fade ourselves, but honestly, I don't like Kyron, but again, half PPR at 33rd. I'll suck it up and take him there. And we already have Puka, so I don't mind the idea of just like Stafford's going to play. We're going to go all in on this Rams offense. If what's his name? If Devontae comes back, we'll take Devontae too, and we'll just roll and say the Rams are going to be, the 2000s Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt Rams. Because again, I say this every time, but when I draft these teams, I'm drafting hundreds of underdog teams with the idea that each and every one of them is their own Spider-Verse of how I win millions of dollars. That's really how you have to approach this game. And in this Spider-Verse, Derrick Henry eats. The Rams go crazy. No, man, that's a great pick by... I would have loved to get Xavier Worthy right at this pick, but we're just gonna settle for George Pickens here. Not settle. I like George Pickens, but... Trying to see. I could have debated elite quarterback or tight end, but going 2 running backs up top, I would rather just kind of take my medicine and take a wide receiver. It's a great video today. Has me thinking about Amon-Ra at 7. Now, I thought about Amon-Ra here over Puka. Amon-Ra is a good pick, man. I'm tempted to put him ahead of Neighbors, but I'm scared shitless of Neighbors' upside. It's kind of like what my dilemma has been in terms of ranking him recently. I'm genuinely just scared that Malik Neighbors enters this like Jefferson Chase tier where his QB situation and whatever these bumps and bruises that he's getting in practice, just none of it matters. First stream, what's up, man? We got Frankie in here. You're fading again this year? No, show the shares. I actually, in terms of Saquon, I have a good amount. I'm definitely fading Derrick Henry more. You guys, I actually have a good amount of Saquon, I think. Yeah, I'm a little over market on Saquon. That's fine. It's tough to get him in these managed spots, though. Things have to fall exactly right for me to get him in managed. I'm still going to like try and get one or two, but it has to be, he's my 105, and it's very rare you get to 105 and Gibbs, Bijan, Lamb, or, I mean, Chase is never going to be there, but you know what I mean. People swear Zay is capped out. He's going into his third year. He can break out. Everyone's like, oh, well, he didn't score touchdowns last year. Okay, but he's going to have an opportunity to score more touchdowns this year. Like, if you look at George Kittle, every year of his career has been in the 49ers offense. The 49ers offense always scores a ton of touchdowns. George Kittle has only had double-digit touchdowns, I believe, once. Touchdowns are random. Being in a good offense doesn't mean that you expect to get 10-plus touchdowns every single year. Remember Julio Jones back in the day? I believe even in like Matty Ice's like MVP year, Julio still might have had less than 10 touchdowns. They're just kind of random. But they're random, but they're also reserved for the players in the good offenses, if that makes sense. Like Mark Andrews had 10-plus touchdowns last year because he was on the Ravens. Rashawn Bateman had 9 touchdowns last year because he was on the Ravens. What if Zay Flowers scores 10 touchdowns this year because he's on the Ravens? Like, it's just kind of how these things work. And with that said, I'm talking about Zay Flowers. Let's get Zay Flowers. I don't know. People hate Zay Flowers, and it's like, he is a verifiably good player heading into year 3, so there's upside for a breakout attached to a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. I don't really understand it. Let's go to Lake Duchesne. What's going on? What's logic on Burden? I just think that he's good and rookies break out towards the end of the year. I get that it's very unclear right now how he gets on the field, how he gets enough volume next to these other receivers, but over the chaos of a season, I want good players with upside, and he's just so cheap. That's kind of what it boils down to for me. God, this has to be James Conner. It puts me in a really weird spot. I'm not going to like my wide receivers in this draft, but I in a half PPR, I can't opt to flex Olave or Egbuka over James Conner. I just can't do it. Because even if Lamar comes down in touchdowns, he's still going to be projected for like 30-plus touchdowns. And the way that those touchdowns get distributed are almost always random, is what I'm trying to, like, I'm begging people to understand this. As a third year, like, Zay Flowers is going to his third year. Like, he has not hit his touchdown ceiling at 4 total touchdowns in a given year. There's no way over his entire career that is going to be the peak amount of touchdowns for Zay Flowers in a given season. There's no way. These picks are mid. God damn it. Savage Rod killed me. This team's cooking. I like this team too. And I can assure you I've never drafted this combination of 6 players before. No, it's insane. I get accused of not liking running backs, of not liking old running backs, and I'm going to end up with so much more James Conner than I ever wanted. This is more James Conner than I could ever dream of in a given year. You watch racing? I only watch F1, if I'm being honest. I do love F1 though. I know it gets shit on. I know the show is probably better than the race product and whatever, but I enjoy racing in terms of F1, the aura of it, the pageantry, all that. I think it's cool. My bad. I should have muted myself there. All right, let's see. What are we about to get forced into here? You know what, man? I don't think Khalil Shakir is a bad pick. I think Khalil Shakir is fine. Favorite driver? Favorite driver is probably Leclerc. I probably like Leclerc the most, but I like a lot of them. I kind of just like all of them in their own stories. Like, there's no driver that I hate. I guess one I don't really like George Russell. I'll say that. But I like Leclerc. I like Max. I like Lando. Fernando Alonso is the best. I love like the TikTok edits that just like pop up on my feed. Like I do love the Fernando Alonso. It's like maybe the best overtake of all time. Him and shoot. This is me proving my ball knowledge in F1. I think it was at Suzuka. He overtakes Schumacher, and then he gets asked about it, and he's like, yeah, I knew he'd break because he had a wife and kids or whatever. And to me, it's one of the coolest moments ever. Favorite F1 team, if I had to say, it'd be Ferrari, but I don't really have and it's not even that I like the drivers more than the teams. It's only Ferrari because I think Lewis winning at Ferrari would be cool, and I think Leclerc winning at Ferrari would be cool. I think it would be I think the best thing for the sport would be one of these years to have a true drivers' championship race between Max and Leclerc. And I will say too, I do have it broke on me. I'm gonna get a new one, but I have even bought the like the wheel setup you can do with the F1 game on Xbox, which I really shouldn't admit to the people, but I found it to be really cool. Oh, we'll take Chris Godwin. Fine. All right. I don't know. I already feel fine at running back with this team, and I don't really feel pressure to take a quarterback or a tight end here. I don't know. This is probably gonna end up being like probably three quarterbacks, three tight ends. Maybe like a 3-5-7-3 is how I'm leaning here. Why not Mahomes? If I had a Chief, I would have. Liam Lawson gang, he's cool. Him, what do you like? Flip off Checo. Hulkenberg is cool. Yeah, Hulkenberg getting podium. What was that, like a month or two ago? Was pretty cool. I still see him as a value. I gotta be honest, man. I actually like Jeff Mueller and have used his stuff for a while. But like not citing the source or kind of giving any more info after that, like I don't know. I think in the 8th, 9th round, I'm fine taking a swing on Mixon. Hey, iRacing, that's sick. I don't have much Kyler. I'm just not really drafting the quarterbacks in that range. Like I just think once you get after Mahomes, I don't think any of these guys project meaningfully ahead of guys you can get later, like Trevor Lawrence. Hey, if Baker comes back, I'll do it. Maybe. No promises. Yeah, I probably would if he came back. I'm not anticipating that he will come back, though. Only the big three. What's up, Pionio? That's an OG right there. Yeah, I like Dak too. If I had I had Pickens. We definitely look Dak's way as well on top of Baker. In a 2 wide receiver 1 flex league, I'd be more tempted to go double, like elite quarterback and elite tight end than if it was a 2 wide receiver 2 flex. All right, for the people, I'll do it. We'll take Baker Mayfield, pick 92, or no, pick 105 when his ADP is 92. We will do that. No problem. You had the 8th pick this year. You screwed. Honestly, you're not screwed, but I will say I get asked that all the time. What's my favorite pick? And I put it out on Patreon today. My favorite pick is probably 1 through 6, and then it's 1 through 6, and then it's the turn, and then picks 1 through 7. And then it's the back turn of like 10 through 12. And then the easiest, like worst picks this year are 108 and 109. That's how I feel. Yeah, I still am in on Mahomes after 2 dud years. I think he could bounce back. Hell yeah. Love to hear that, man. No way Henderson went 109. I think we're just going to double up on quarterback here. And then maybe, honestly, with Baker and Dak, we could probably get away with just 2 quarterbacks now. I'd still be open to like a rich flyer late or whatever because I think the rest of this team is well constructed, but we'll see. No, 105 is a great pick, man. 105 is a great pick. You get an elite, you get like Saquon, Gibbs can get there, CeeDee Lamb can get there, and then you can still get the good players in the second round. I like that pick. I think all the hype on the 1-2 turn being a good spot is overblown. Especially because right now, like we look at this turn, first of all, the 3-4 turn sucks. And this is on Underdog. In your home league, James Cook will not be here. Kyron will not be here. You're taking 2, like I like Xavier Worthy, but like 3-4 turns Xavier Worthy is rough. Like Marv, Garrett Wilson, like none of these picks feel good. And then right now, Neighbors is all kinds of banged up. Puka's got the Stafford thing going on, so like your wide receiver options are drying up, and it's just like just give me an actual good player. Like Gibbs, Bucky, like that's beautiful. I don't like that he took JSN. I probably would have just gone T, and I'd feel much better about this team, but you get what I'm saying. My bad. CD team wanted Dak to come back. Our third quarterback, if he does get to us, we probably would take Stafford. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think just given that the Ravens are going to be good, I'm fine having both Zay and Henry. Yep, Gibbs, Bowers. All right. What are we going to do here? Jake Ferguson, stack to Dak. I know you guys love when I spam the stacks. There we go. Let's pull up some Week 17 real quick. I don't have it. I don't have it memorized like I used to. Only so many times you can spend the time to memorize that shit. All right, so Washington for Dallas. You got Miami for Tampa. And you got Falcons for the Rams. All right. All right. If CMC gets to 108, you take him and you laugh to the bank, brother. What's the commute like for BDG? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's about 15-minute drive to the station and then like a hour 20-minute train ride in. Or I sometimes will drive in before we record, which is nice because it won't be during rush hour, so I could actually drive in like 45 minutes. Let's make this pick. We're going to take Kyle Pitts. On the other side of that Ram stack. Why not? But yeah, it's not too bad. But like I said, other times I'll drive in. Because sometimes we'll record around 12. I'll drive in. Take like 50 minutes, maybe 45. But the drive home is fucking brutal. The drive home during rush hour would be like hour and a half. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of I told you so text from Liam, man. I'm getting a lot of that. I saw that news, and it's really tough because I actually think that the guy who wrote that article, Ben Standig, is very respectable in the Washington sports community or whatever. So when I first heard it, I kind of wanted to disregard it, but I think it's tough to disregard. Is Bowers worth a second-round pick this year? Yes. And I think the only reason that he's as cheap as he is because people have Laporta fatigue after last year. I kind of am focusing less on Week 17 stacks and just kind of hoping that I naturally end up with some. But it's really more out of like laziness than anything else. That's what I'm thinking, Lake Duchesne. That's the goal here. All right, let's think. I know you guys love when I say that. Thought I heard someone coming down here. Let's do this. Let's do Tyler Algier. Ah, shit. It's actually fine. This is what we'll do. RB's 1, 2, and 3, and then took 10 wide receivers. It's honestly, if you're going to take 3 running backs up top, why not? And then Trotsky goes, I should have taken him. I was debating him versus Algier. It's a great pick. I was making great picks all day. So sick here. All right, let's go McMillan. You said thoughts on Isaiah Bond now. I mean, he's definitely somebody to pick up in Dynasty. I'm sure that those waivers already rolled through, though. Not really drafting him in best ball, but he is. I mean, I guess if you want to throw an 18th rounder on him, you can, but he's interesting. Not a really good collegiate profile, but also like not many day 3 wide receivers are. And I say that because if not for his off the field stuff, he would have probably been a day 2 pick. Like a late third kind of thing, you know? I will say I feel like you guys know that like my mom will watch college football, and I've now bought her I've bought her a notebook that she writes down players that she likes to watch. Like essentially, if they pop, she'll write them down, and she ends up with guys that she really likes, and then she kind of tracks them through the NFL. Like Bo Nix is one of her guys, Luther Burden's one of her guys, and sadly Isaiah Bond is one of her guys. And it's very tough for me. It's very funny that I'm kind of like the Adam Schefter for my mom, right? Because she's on like Facebook, she can't really figure out what's real news or what's actually going on. So I wasn't like, oh yeah, you know that guy Isaiah Bond you like? He's involved with all this stuff. But the moral of the story is Isaiah Bond is a Mother Stewart stamped approval guy. So take that for whatever you will. Not in terms of character. Not in terms of character, I will say. Just in terms of being somebody she enjoyed watching. All right, we'll go Stafford here. All right, so we're going to go 3-5-7-3 is what I've decided. Mom stream at 70K? No. My mom is never going on camera. Unless she really wanted to. But I don't know. It's not that like you guys are cool. Most of you guys are cool, but the internet's a scary world. What do you have Gibbs over Bichon? Would love to hear your thoughts. I went much more in depth on my legendary running back upside video, but it's just that I just think Jahmyr Gibbs is a better player and a better offense with a better... I was going to say better offensive line, but really just a better player and better offense. I think his receiving upside is really untapped right now. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take Shawn Tucker. I think it would be... I think it would be wise if all of you guys tried to leave all of your drafts with Shawn Tucker right now. I think that really is the optimal way to play. If you don't draft Bucky Irving, Shawn Tucker should be on your team. Appreciate what you do for the fantasy community. Do I all right. Hell yeah. Of course. I'm just trying to... I don't know that I do a ton for the fantasy community, but I'm happy to contribute. I'm happy to be a guy. Had one of the highest on-field mile per hour at like 23 or something. He's, like I said, he's not... Like, he's probably your run-of-the-mill third, fourth, like end of day 2, beginning of day 3 wide receiver prospect. So take that as you will. Now he gets a shot. He's going to have like the UDFA label or whatever, but he really should be treated more as like a late third, early fourth round pick in the NFL. So he kind of gets dropped in like that for me in terms of how I'm thinking through it. Kind of that like Alec Io Manor bucket of, guys. And until we really hear positive buzz, I would rather, I'd rather the Io Manners, I'd rather Thornton, Torrey Horton. Trying to think of all the day 3 wide receivers that have like any kind of buzz right now, Trying to think of what I'm going to do to land this plane. This is what we're going to do. People might be like, man, you're stacking too much of the same team. And I would argue that I don't know that that's possible. So this is what we're going to do. This team's actually stacked out the ass. But we're going to go Kate Otten here. So now we have 3 tight ends. All we need now is a wide receiver that makes sense on this team. Tampa, Dallas, Rams. In terms of bringbacks, we got Washington. We got Falcons. We got Dolphins. I don't know that any of that really does anything for us. Let me think. Should it just be a random receiver I like? Or should it be... Just trying to think if anything makes sense in terms of, like, appealing guys. You got... One more time. You got Washington. You got... Falcons. Ray-Ray McCloud still out there? No, he's not. Rams, Dallas, Dolphins. No, this is what we'll do. All right. We're actually just going to take Jalen Coker because I like Jalen Coker. All right, so this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to hop into a draft. This is what I said off the top here, all right? I'm going to hop into a draft, and then I am going to call an Uber. And then once the Uber comes, I'm going to get out of my chair, end the stream, and hop in the Uber to Hoboken. That's how we're going to run this, I think. They're going to be taxing on this Uber, though, man. They're going to be taxing. I gotta be honest with you. I don't even know. I don't know what bar I have to be putting in the navigation. But also, it doesn't really matter. Like, everything's pretty much in walking distance once you get down there. So I'll probably... just put in whatever. What you guys know about Texas, Arizona in the chat? All right. They don't know I'm ripping puppy 3 slows at the function? No, quite literally, brother. Quite literally. All right, let's go Nico. Hate this spot. I think that's where I'm going to send the Uber to. Like, I feel like that's like kind of in the heart of the nightlife in Hoboken anyways, and I can just walk from there. What do you guys think? To the guys, it's very funny that there's any of you guys that even know what's going on in Hoboken. Like I said, I'm only going tonight because it's my buddy's birthday. We just took Derrick Henry. Let's take him again. Let's take him again. Bro's going to Osprey. I wish, dude. I'd much prefer the Shore. All right, Uber's called. Down in Long Branch? Okay. Okay. I always find it fascinating when people live at the Shore. Like, at the Shore during, like, the cold months, you know? Your girl said she's going down to Hoboken tonight. Should I be worried? You probably should. I think if I was you, that'd send a shiver down my spine. Irish goodbye? No, I'm never that guy. I'm trying to get in as many daps on the way out as possible. From Staten Island, I think they referred to me as a Benny, something like that. You used to live in LBI? Hell yeah. Like I said, I will say my dream, and this might sound like a funny dream, but like truly, my dream is to have my house and then have a house down the shore. That I know that's, you know, it's not the classiest dream of all time, but having a house down the shore would be sick. Like owning it, like on the water, very nice. Because I don't know, people shit on the Jersey Shore and it gets a bad rap because of, you know, the reality show, but in reality, the Shore is like genuinely beautiful and a very nice place. At least in my eyes. There's certain places that are rough though. Let's go Devontae. Yeah, living down the shore full time is wild. Like I said, like during the winter months, I've heard it gets sort of weird. Love the water. All my free time's at the shore. Hell yeah. Yeah, that is nuts. And the guy at the one, Saquon, is doing weird stuff with this Marv pick here. Let's take Tet here. I don't know. If you have one team for the rest of your life, I suppose this is true. But I think Mike Leone might have had a good article and established the run that, like, genuinely the biggest edge in fantasy football is just taking the values. Because if you stack it up over an entire draft, your team will just be better on the aggregate. It's just kind of how it works. Yeah, Asbury's crazy. Of course, Seaside's pretty rough. Team 1 just lit $25 on fire. We'll see. You never know. Yeah, you're right. Pacheco is from like that. You'll see. Like honestly, Wildwood area is sketch. I was about to say like Wildwood, like the high school over there, and like that whole like kind of like inner city area isn't very nice. You said, do you like Amarian or Kenneth Walker more? I like Amarian Hampton more, but I like both a ton. Why Ted over Pickens? I think Ted has a little more upside within his own offense. I think they're both good picks. I have them very close. We just took Pickens in the last draft. Godwin at pick 110 is absolutely fine. I think we just took him in the last draft. I'm trying to think. We took him in the last draft. Around like pick 80, unless I'm misremembering. I'm trying to remember to mute my mic when I drink water. You used to be a couch at the Pig and Parrot? What the hell? What the hell? Let's see. Let's take Waddle here. See what this guy does on the turn. Why is CD getting so much hype? I mean, he was the wide receiver 1 overall in 2023, and he's still in the prime of his career in the same environment. There's going to be plenty of targets. Like, Pickens isn't going to stop him from hitting 20-plus points per game. I think that's overthinking it a bit. Scary Terry going to be a bust? I wasn't all that interested in Scary Terry, but I had a video today where, I don't know, in terms of upside, like, I think he could be good. I do. I've been kind of easing off of him, but he's been falling because of the contract dispute, and because of that reason, like in the mid to late 4th, more than fine with McLaurin. What pick is respectable for Judkins? I think I have him around pick 100. For me, it's right after, in terms of running backs, it's like whatever order you want of like Tracy, Warren, B-Rob, Travis Etienne, and then I'll have, and then I'll take Judkins. Because then after that, you're talking like Dobbins, Charbonnet, those types, and at that point, just give me Judkins. All right, fellas, my Uber is about to get here. I'm going to go pee, hop in the Uber, have a night out, come back here tomorrow, do it all again, have a video for you, stream tomorrow night. And we'll definitely do a high-stakes stream tomorrow night. I owe you guys one. I won't tell you what site it's going to be on. I don't need any of you guys sniping me. But anyways, I appreciate you guys all coming out here every single night, hanging out in the chat with us. Use promo code RON. And Underdog will give you a deposit bonus up to $50 when you use $5 on the site. As always, if you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all. Before I go, also check out today's video. Check out the patreon.com/RonStewart if you need rankings, and I'll see y'all in the next one.